Hello everyone and welcome back to City Skylines 2 with me, Matt, and we are back on Hydroberg. That is right, the unlimited build that we are doing currently, as we kind of get a good overlook of our Eastern European area, or depending on how long you've been watching, the area. Anyways, we are currently running the latest update, so 1.2.5 F.1, I don't know, but something along those lines. And yeah, you know, we've been running it for about a good maybe 30 minutes so far, and we're kind of letting things work themselves out. So if we come out of here, what we got going on is, you know what, we've actually increased in population. We're doing all right there. Our money's about the same. Our current trend is 20,000. But our big thing currently is our happiness. And we have poor garbage services, we have high noise pollution, and we have a high crime risk. Well, one of those, I'm hoping one of those is going to be serviced, pun intended, today. We're going to take a look at that. But also, if we take a look at our population, we now can see our homeless rate, which is 0.4%, and our homelessness, which is about 526, which, you know, for a city of 132,000, I mean, not the best, but also not the worst. So, of course, we'll see how that goes. And then, of course, our unemployment is around 26%, which is actually not the best. And like I said, we've been letting this game go. And I want to recognize at least one. I have a few commenters, but I need to recognize this commenter right off the bat. And that is Selly G Gaming. Hello, Selly G Gaming. Hope you're doing well. But secondly, they had a great observation of, hey, Matt, maybe the reason why your services suck is because our garbage piling up. And if we click on a building like we just did and we hover over, oh, piled up garbage is a negative 50% in regards to your efficiency. So that's not very good. That's not very good. So Selly G Gaming, I appreciate you letting me know about that as well. So yeah, it is something that we are going to be taking a look at, that is for sure. And another one we have to look out for is Miss Amber up there. And what we're going to be talking about is she mentioned in the last video at the 20-minute mark, when you were deciding on the roundabout or connecting to the road for the hospital area, why not bridge over the 4-lane road and create connections to the 8-lane road that is being underutilized currently? So that would be, I believe, is this area, if I remember correctly, Amber. I'm sure if I'm wrong, please correct me in the comments. Nothing wrong with that. Which, you know what? That may be a good idea. Something we might have to look into maybe a little bit later, but I do appreciate it. Absolutely, absolutely. And yeah, there's a lot of parking that needs to take place and happen and so on and so forth that we need to take care of. But first, before we get into anything, sit back, relax, grab a cup of water, and enjoy the episode. Secondly, we are going zoom over here, because to be perfectly frank, this area kinda sucks in regards to garbage. I don't think this is as, how do I say it? I don't think this is as efficient as it could be. And this is one where we are going to for sure have to do something about this. That is for sure. And the question is, what the heck do we do about this? Well, what I'm thinking here, I don't know what I'm thinking actually. But what I'm thinking is, yeah, we need to put in a lot more over here. I may even kind of redo this road a little bit, this freeway. I know fun times are to be had, but yeah, I might be redoing that. But our main thing is going to be our our trash landfill-esque area. I think we can do better. I feel like we can do better, but we'll see if I can actually do it. Off Anarchy. Yes, 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 yes. Because like I said, I think, can I do that? Nope, I can't. Anyways, so we're gonna just kind of do some work over here, kind of make it less. We need to do a lot of, shall we say, kind of land work up here. And that's what I'm gonna do. So let me go ahead and kind of prep the land a little bit, because I have a feeling that we're gonna do a little bit more than kind of meets the eye. So let me go ahead and do that, and I will be right back with y'all. Okay, so after a little bit of work, again, we kind of flattened out a little bit. We kind of did this in little sections. So we did a little section up here, we did a section down here, and kind of our original section was down here. So kind of some good little work here, kind of just opening up a little bit more land, if you will. So if we get out of here and we'll just take a look at the topography, you can kind of see where I flattened areas and stuff like that. Actually, I probably must smooth that one out just a bit more. Something like that would be kind of cool. There we go. But we have plenty of areas to grow. And if we get over to our garbage management, we actually have a lot, and I mean a lot of little things that, boy, oh boy, we can do something with. So our first thing, we do need to put it in our good old landfill. And, you know, that is what we're going to do first. And kind of where do we want to put it? I'm thinking maybe right there wouldn't be bad. Yeah, I don't think that would be bad. So let's go ahead and work on that. I think this is going to be kind of our little landfill-esque area. It might be pretty big, but you know what? It actually, oh boy, idea, literally, you just heard an idea pop into my head. You may not have seen it. You may not have seen the look on my face, but by gosh, an idea just popped into my head. So let me cook. Okay, that's such a bad thing to say. Let me do something. And yeah, this is gonna be, I got a feeling. Alrighty, so my big idea is this. Why not have two dumps in the kind of the same area? Doesn't that make sense? Kind of a duh. It's kind of like a no duh type of situation. Why not? And then what I can do is I can add some industry up here. Ooh, buddy. Actually, let me add this back on over. Because I think, let's turn off Anarchy. Oh, does it just... Oh, it could fit right in there, huh? Oh, boy, just like that. Like I knew what I was doing? Not really, but it feels like I knew what I was doing. So we can do something like that. And then we can build some industry off of this to kind of go over there. So I think that would be good. Let's see what else. Up here... we have just a landfill. It's a small landfill. We have a biogas generator, power generator, sorry, and a biogas generator. A small incinerator, which I think would be needed. Garbage logistics center, which I think would be good. Our incineration plant, a city recycling center, a small recycling center, scrap metal, a recycling center. Oh boy, yeah, we got everything that we need up in here. Industrial waste processing, that is a unique one. Sweet. Landfill lot tool and that one. Okay, so yeah, so we got a lot of things that we can do. And I think a lot of these are gonna go up here. So let's go ahead and kind of prep this land a little bit. There we go. And I'm really thinking that over here, this can be like the rest of this stuff, because a lot of this stuff isn't that big. It doesn't seem to be that big. That one's actually pretty big. That might go somewhere else. Hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But yeah, that might go somewhere else. I'm actually curious. Does this... Okay, so you can select the operating district for the city recycling center. Let's get working on this area as well to kind of help out with our trash area. So let me go ahead and get some roads in, and yeah, we should then call it kind of what it is. So I don't think there should be anything too crazy with this, to be honest. I think just a square might be all we need, to be honest. And then within that square, though, is kind of going to be our main stuff. Maybe. Okay, so after we got that, let's go for a biogas plant. Okay, let's say you go there. You know what I might do? I just might do a couple of these, kind of like this. Kind of create like a block of them. And so maybe like half can be for the cities I designate, and the other half are for not ones that I designate whatsoever. So that might be something. All right, so let's get an alleyway coming from there to there, and then all the way through like that and up like that. Let's get rid of you. And that's what I'm thinking here. A little something like that. And a little something like that. There we go. And just kind of keep getting that road up and going all the way around, just so people can move throughout. So I think that would be good. Yeah, I really do think half would be good for what we designate. Come on, watermelon. There we go. And I think the other half, I'm just not going to select a district at all. I think that might help out some of our potential trash issues, even though we really don't have many. But I think that's going to help. And boy, oh, does that look good. And you know what? I might kind of just continue the same thing with these. Because we have a biogas generator. Converts garbage to petrochemicals. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. There's going to be so much trash kind of collection that they won't know what to do with it. Like I said, this is just going to be our crazy trash area. Again, is it going to be too much? You know, potentially. Okay, why are we doing that? Right, like that. There we go. Of course, we're going to downvote that because, you know, why not? When you have extras going through one way or the other. There we go. There we go. So something like that's not bad looking. Oh, okay. Whoa, hello. Jumpy. Yeah, there's still some bugs here. That is for sure. There are definitely still some bugs, even after their updates. So you might see a little bit of them. There we go. That area. There we go. Gotta get Watermelon Station in there. There we go. So something like that. That's actually, I think that's looking really good, if I do say so myself. And it lends out perfectly of being able to do other things. Like we can get a small incinerator in here somewhere. I think that would be, can we put it right back here? Oh my gosh, we're just jumpy all over the place. Something like that. Wouldn't be bad whatsoever. And of course, we got to hook up our electricity here. Transformer station. Thank you. I think that's actually going to be kind of nice to be put over there. And then we can go from there to there. There we go. And that will connect perfectly into our power. That makes sense of why I had to have that. That makes perfect sense why. And guess what we can do? We can just create a road right up that street. Perfect. What else? We have a garbage logistics center. And let me get rid of this little nub right here. Bye, nub. There we go. Maybe we do put that right there. Again, maybe this one I'm not going to select a district for potentially, so that might not be all right. And our incineration plant is huge. We have a recycling centers. We have a small recycling center. So this might be good to go right there. So then we can go from through here, kind of pull that there, get you in there. Oh boy, I'm liking the looks of this. Okay, what is this? Our scrapyard. Okay, that's not looking bad. I like that right there. And we have a huge recycling center that might go up. Our industrial waste processing. Okay, so this may go from here to here and get around like that. That might be good. We are going to have some parking because each one of these buildings has employees. And the thing that would be awesome, maybe in a future update, is this info says, oh, hey, how many people work here? So we need parking for all this. We really do. And we can either do a multi-level building, which doesn't really fit. Or we can do, let's say, a very large parking lot, which actually might. Because I think like a very large parking lot would probably be more suitable for this area over here. So something like that. And then can we get something down to here? Medium parking lot. Could work, but I don't think it's probably going to work. But maybe we just do our large parking lot. Maybe right there wouldn't be bad. So I think that would be good. Oops. I keep going out of the same screen. And then we can just kind of come down here. Bring it down there. Bring it into there. And just kind of bring it down into there. Because by golly, there's going to be a lot, and I mean a lot of things. Garbage Logistics Center, nope. Scrap metal. I already got that one in there, right? Yep, I sure did. Okay. I think maybe over here, our recycling area, I think we're going to put a lot of those. Like, we're going to have so many fire trucks, or not fire trucks, trash trucks. It's going to be ridiculous, but to be honest, I think this is looking really good. We can actually add some industry over here as well to kind of fill in some of these spots to kind of help out our things. We do have some industrial demand, not a lot, but we do have some, and this might be the perfect area for it. And the last ones is going to be our incineration plant that goes up here. And our industrial waste processing area goes up here. Oops. And did I already get our recycling center? I do not have a recycling center. There we go. And then scrap metal, I do have. Okay, cool. So I'm going to need to get these 4 up here to kind of do what they need to do. So again, let me go ahead and kind of work on this. Alrighty, so I think that wouldn't be bad whatsoever. And it's going to take some time for these things to get going. But before we do that, we need to redo this road. So this is a 2x2er. Because what I'm thinking is getting an on-ramp and off-ramp on this one so trash can potentially get to other places in the city if need be to help transfer things and so on and so forth. Alrighty, so after a little bit of work, we get a kind of an off-ramp that looks like this. Boy, oh boy, does it look terrible. Yes, it does, but you know what? That's part of the game. It fixes it off camera where I have a little bit more time. But in general, that's kind of what we're looking for currently. And we do have to do a little bit of work here, especially over here. No U-turns, nothing like that. You do not get to go back in there whatsoever. And so we're going to do the same thing over here. Nope, nope. And you do not get to go back over there. And yeah, so that should be something that's kind of decent. Oop, well, hello, a little autosave there. So yeah, that should be something a little bit decent. I think what I'm going to do here, I know. Put a little medium roundabout there so people can get through there and then down to the stoplights. So I think that would be good. Advance, allow turning on red. Sure, we'll have a pedestrian phase. Do the same thing over here. Because people might walk. Over here, typically is some weird stuff. There we go. So I think that would be good there. But at least if we need to, our trash can come out and down and at least get onto our freeway, which would be nice to say the least. So I think that would be good. And I believe I have everything connected up right. I do. Perfect. So let's go ahead and see what's all going to transpire once we hit the unfreeze button. Because we should be getting a lot of garbage trucks coming down. So let's see if we get that. All right, so after letting the game run and trying to catch up with things, to be honest, I think we're doing all right. So if we come over here, or at least get out of this menu, there we go. We come on over to our recycling. Boy, oh boy, we are looking good. If we scroll up, very green over here, very green over here. There's a couple places over here that need to be picked up, so hopefully they get picked up here very shortly. But everywhere else is very, very green. So we are definitely getting the trash picked up. That means if we come over here, we are now working at 115% efficiency, which means we shouldn't have any death care issues over here. Don't worry about over there. That's another time. That's another time. But while this is going on, so if we look at this, you know, we are doing great over here. Store garbage, not much. Our processing speed is going great. Vehicles in use, 21 out of 30. Boy, oh boy, things are looking great. Road maintenance over here also doing its thing to the best of its ability. But what I was thinking, kind of I mentioned it while I was kind of creating these thingamabobbers, is going, hey, what if we put some industry over here to kind of help things out, maybe grow things a little bit? I think that would be a great little thing to have, for sure, for sure. So while these items are transporting stuff, getting stuff, and all that, boy, transporting, got a lot of transporters doing his thing. I'm thinking, hey, let's put in some industry because we are going to need it because, to be honest, yeah, this one little area over here is not really sufficing. I did a little bit over here, more warehouses, but not too much. And boy, oh boy, we need some jobby jobs. So I'm gonna start over here, down here, and kind of work my way up to see what we can do over here. Okay, so after a little bit of time, again, I'm not detailing much of anything, but at least it looks like it's kind of supposed to be there. We do have some trees around, which is nice. Nothing too crazy whatsoever going on over there. And as we move on over here, Got a couple of businesses still going in, which I think are going to be nice. Got some parking back there as well. And we have a little bit of more commercial going in right there to kind of help out our situation and really help out this area when it comes to trash. Alrighty, with everything said and done, let's take a quick look at what all we have did today. So we added in a couple of trash areas. We put in some more industry, which, to be honest, this looks like it kind of does fit in. And we kind of layered it. We did like a little 3-layer thing. We did layer 1 down here, layer 2 up here with a big old parking lot. And man, this is actually looking really good. Also with some commercial down here as well. So that's looking really nice. And then our 3rd layer is all the way up here. And boy, oh boy, do these things look good. Also with the addition of some factories in here as well. So yeah, those are looking really good. Over here, once we get out of that screen, you can tell we have 0. That is right. 0 trash going on. We have 0 Hearsts. We have 0 hospital visits. We have 000 going on. One thing I also did was I redid this intersection over here. I created a kind of a 3x3 freeway and split it off into a 2x2 overpass and then back into the 3x3 with some on-ramps and off-ramps. Obviously, we got a little bit of traffic going on, but for the most part, it's kind of doing pretty dang decently, if I do say so myself. We're getting through it, you know, people moving in, moving out, you know, people under the simulating, and getting used to the connection, that's for sure. And of course, we carried down that road all the way through. One thing I did do that may look a little bit different is over here. I actually spent some time and I redid this over here. I think it looks a lot better. We don't have 50 bajillion garages. We have just a lot of parking lots. And you know what? Of course, they're crammed. Actually, these parking lots, these big ones, actually hold more cars than the parking garage, supposedly. Supposedly. Don't quote me on that one. But I also redid this area as well. So I think this is looking a lot nicer. We added some parks down here, a little park cafe, which is really cool. One of the new parks that came out in the 10-year anniversary, and some basketball courts, of course, and a little bit of sitting area with a little pop-up, if you will. I also added in some roads that have parking, some alleyway parking so people can get in and out, making that easier. And I completely redid this. And you know what? I kind of like the 2nd edition just a little bit better than the 1st edition. We still have our stage. We still have our seating. We still have trash cans, all that. We still have our fountain and all that. We have, of course, our rows of bathrooms. Can't forget those. But over here, we have lots of sitting areas. We have some picnic tables over here by some little statue-esque. But instead, I did a little horseshoe, or a little half circle, if you will, of some pop-up eateries. So you got those. And then on the back, I added some color into this bad boy as well. So that's looking really nice. And what else did I do? Instead, I had the same tile or the same brick as the first one, but I added in this brick. And to be honest, I think this is looking pretty dang decent. I might actually add these trees over to this line as well to kind of give it a little bit more of something. But I think this area just looks a little bit better than the last time. I really do think it's looking a little bit better. Over here, I did add an elementary school. I have a little bit of hospital over here to kind of help out if need be. This is actually a little bar, which I thought was, or a little brewery, which I thought would be really cool to have over here. Obviously our parking garage where it's filling up. And then we have a police depot over here to help out with any potential crime. Because at the beginning of the episode, as you remember, we had a little bit of safety concerns. So yeah, so we got that taken care of. That's no longer a -1. So that is going swimmingly. And then lastly, I did change out this water tower from the water tower park to this one, just because we're having some water issues. And you know what? This one just kind of allows us to have some more water. So yeah, so that is what we got going on. So if you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, as it greatly helps me out. And of course, don't forget to leave a comment. Of course, shout out to Selly G Gaming, CJ was here, and Amber Cherry Pie. Appreciate your comments. Keep them coming. Always love to read them. Always love to see them. And if I remember to, or either the next episode or another episode, I will add in things that I may have forgotten. So, of course, with all that being said, I hope you have a great rest of your day, a great week. Stay hydrated, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye now.